all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashim, Yahushua, Ba'ashim Rakakadash. Double honors to my bishops, apostles, and elders who rule well. And shalom salutations to the brothers out there pushing the word, the sincerity, the truth throughout the four corners of the earth, delivering the message to your elect out there to run the race of salvation. And shalom to your elect, which consists of the men, women, and children that have the true, sincere faith of Yahweh, Ba'ashim, Yahushua. Also to the speckled birds, which is super important, which Israelites that are scattered amongst the heathen nations, the ones that don't look like your average Negro, Latino, or Native American, but the ones that have the spiritual ear, the ones that's looking to earn the ways of salvation through that with temptation. I'm the brother Mouth out of the DC church, coming at which, I'm in transit clearly, and it's a land back scenes according to Monogon's video, some topic that I've been harping on for a while, as far as like, what he was going into, like brothers looking down on each other, but I was thinking more so like in the end times, a lot of us have not been through real hardship as far as shortage of food and water for a long period of time, and you don't know how long we're going to be in Jacob's trouble, but we do know and trust and believe in the Haggai, who comforts and guides us through our trials and tribulations. So we practice or harp on poise, the shar Yaga you brought out that one time, and I thought it was super spiritual because when you're experienced enough in this truth or this thing of ours, you understand to stay calm. There's nothing wrong, of course, raise your voice. We all get a little emotions here and there, but we don't let them take over to where it clouds out judgment, right? And that's one thing that Zaquan Monagan was bringing out, is just like, don't be too high-minded to where, you're looking at an individual because he may not be able to speak loud or vividly bring out the scriptures as bright as you. So, you look kind of down on him, which happens, we just be in the flesh. But you don't let that overcome you and overtake you to where, and in the end times, you'll say something outlandish to where, like, yeah, we don't know about you, We don't want that to happen, so we constantly continue to fine-tune and suppress our spirits with fasting, praying, prayer, fasting, and meditating and reading the scriptures and doing what's, like the one time Apostle Ramla had said, whatever it takes, for some individual it takes a different type of tool to, work out your salvation with fear and trembling. We're just here to enhance that and help the ones that's constantly looking for the Lord's guidance, and lead them in the right direction, because the ones that's often misled most likely need our help to be guided in the right direction. A lot of these individuals, they're out here for vainglory, clout, or whatever the case may be. Our mission is to do the work in sincerity and truth. Make sure this word is being pushed in the right direction. Yeah, in the right direction, in the right way. A lot of people are uptight about the right way. And you see how they're uptight about the right way because look how dismantled this place is morally. The people marrying themselves. Interesting. Very interesting. It says a lot. It says that, people are so tired and sick of people that they rather just deal with themselves. But that's all programmed and designed by who people call the white man, which is Edom Esau, which is described as, he's the devil according to the Bible. The ones that rule this place, the one that comes up with the laws, statutes, the laws, and the bills and things of that nature, which governs these people. And it is, look at his society, and this is how he likes it to be played out and rolled out. Keep everybody in a nice, submissive, peaceful state of mind, to where they're doing trickery and all types of fuckery. It's not funny, but there's all types of fuckery behind closed doors, man. So it's best for us to keep fine tuning. So like Zaquan Monagan, Zaquan Zainala had posted in the chat that basically Apostle Ramla was talking about, like, we going Slocky, I forget vaguely what he said, but he said basically what you've been practicing over throughout the years. And one of the things that's good to practice is you can't numb emotions, but you can replace it. It's just like the same thing with fear. You can replace it. Of course, people are going to be afraid of knives, guns, loud noises, and fucking crowds that's trying to eat your ass. But we know to rely on the Haggai, Psalms 55:22. It says, "Cast your burdens upon the Lord, and He shall sustain thee." Sustain, when you look at that word, it means to hold you up. And a lot of things that's going to hold you up is your understanding. So that's why Isaiah 33:6, knowledge and wisdom shall be the stability of thy time. So, amen. The more experience you have, the more stable you'll be in these end times. Because the rough, like this says, and beat upon that house, and that house fell not, because it was built upon a rock. And the floods came and the winds blew and beat upon that house. That's talking about the torment and the calamity. Bitch, man, bitch. Slocky. They trying to make movies, man. These motherfuckers is old heads. I say, and there's everybody complaining about the place, but nobody wants to implement any. Yeah, keep talking. You saw. Nobody wants to put any types of what's that called? Courses to where people learn how to merge better, how to be in traffic. Like, god damn, man, it's supposed to be the richest country, the best country in the world, and this place sucks. But yeah, going back, hold up, let me get this. This is Haggai 1:4. Let's start at 2. This is Haggai 1:2. It says, "Thus speaketh the Lord of hosts, saying, this people say the time is not come, the time that the Lord's house should be built. Then came the word of the Lord by Haggai the prophet, saying, Is it your..." My bad. It says, "Is it time for you, O ye, to dwell in your sealed houses, and this house lie waste?" Yeah, because during the time of Haggai, they was just exiled out of Babylon, and it was time to restore the house of the Lord, which was like the center, or like the what they will call like the place where you go to worship Yahweh B'Shem Yahweh Shai, so you can build your relationship up. But Jake just coming out of exile, it's crazy. It's all spiritual, right? Because I just thought about this because. And this is truth. And this thing of ours is either you in the storm, you leave in the storm, or you headed to a storm. And a lot of times when you leave in the storm, you just want some relaxation and some peace and chill. Finally, no more court dates, no more hefty fines. Or dealing with crazy people. But like with Micah 2:10, it says, "Rise ye and depart, for this is not our rest." We understand like this shit ain't gonna fucking stop. It ain't gonna stop. It's not gonna fucking stop, man. It's like whack-a-mole. You hit one's gonna pop up. And that's just our life. And the more we accept that, the better off we'll be. But what Dad was talking about, for Hello Yahweh B'Shem Yahweh Shai, it said, you in your sealed houses. Here it is, you working on your career, fixing up your house, mowing your lawn. But what about the Lord's lawn? What about the Lord's people? The scriptures talk about know the state of thy flock. I said, what's crazy, just a past incident, I'm not saying no name, I'm not gonna put no names out there, but there was a water bottle. What happens? Jake leave things behind. They're after camp, But it's good for us brothers to be brothers. When I say it like that, because there was a particular, and I'm not putting no shame on, if you're watching this video, no shame out there, because the brother didn't know who water bottle it was, but I knew because I see the brother, drink from it from time to time. It's the same water bottle, and it's crazy because the brother wear the same sneakers, and I know he don't have to wear them same sneakers, but he does it anyway. I can tell it's like a sign of like humility, but yeah, the scriptures talk about to know the state of thy flock, man. You got to be on point about these things. And then it's crazy, right? I was just thinking before I turned on the camera, I was thinking about some nigga that used to be amongst us from the Baltimore camp, and basically like he ran into some funds and wasn't helping out brothers and things of that nature. And I'm like, damn, that's kind of fucked up. But you think about like, right? Something that was asked me and stuff like that, but it was, I can't say, but something that was asked me and I answered. It's just like, you basically, how you want to treat other individuals how you want to be treated. That's beautiful. Because even Saquon Monaghan has put that in his video. You want to treat others like how you want to be treated, you know, not just treating somebody off of what you know. You know, you want to. That's so cool, bro. Because, you know, as we go through our trials and tribulations, we understand, like, look, we not only just looking at it from our point of view, we're looking at it from your point of view to make sure we cast righteous judgment, not just to throw anything out there because we think we know we're experienced. Like, nah, we won't really want to see it from your perspective, so we can see if you fucking wrong. And there's, you know, correction is the best thing that could ever happen to you. You know, chastisement of the Lord is the best thing. It builds it. Oh, and it worketh the more peaceable fruits, meaning that now you have more manifold understanding of the scriptures in general because you went through the trials and tribulations. And I'm trying to think of another one, like scripture I'm trying to get, or like another pinpoint, because through the Spirit, man, I had the pleasure of, and I say that very lightly, working on crews, working construction, working on teams, things of that nature, where, you know, out of frustration, individuals can say things out of frustration versus out of understanding, and that could happen in these end times. And, like, you know, this is the end times, man. You don't want to be making certain mistakes in the end times, because it's just like, you know, you ain't got time to go fast and pray and hope that you be forgiven. It's just what's being laid out is what's being laid out. It's going to be what's going to be, you know. We pray that we all be in good cases, and the ones that's in the know stay in the know. But we know that that's far from reality. You know, some people gotta go. You know, Lord's will, I can stay in it. You know, but that's pretty much it, man. I'm just thinking about the fine tuning of the end times. How, you know, just push myself for more fasting, and hardship, and coming from a point of view of others. You know, and really and correcting individuals from the scriptures, you know, so they won't have to face the, you know, the demons by themselves. Because I see what you're talking about, but the scriptures say this. So with that, I hope you was edified, motivated in the spirit to seek the Lord 10 times more, and comforted, you know, from you know, from these demons out here, man, because they can plague the mind. We all got a small hint of the plague of the mind, you know. It comes and goes, but you know, stay prayed up, stay connected, to be protected. I want to give all praises, honor, glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahweh Shah, Ba'ashem Kakadash, to my bishops, apostles, and elders of Great Millstone. Shalom, salutations to the brothers out there